Can I have a quick convo with you? So consistency is about me showing up this morning at the gym at 5 a.m. even though when I didn't want to. Like I didn't want to. And I don't know how I got here. Well, really I know how I got here. I got here because of the commitment that I made to myself to show up, and I did it. But this continues on the theme of, just showing up for myself every day. So if you didn't know, if you're new here, today is day 2 of 30 days of showing up on YouTube in long form. And I'm doing this from my car. I'm literally sweaty. You can't tell. It is 6:04 a.m. and I literally just got out of my hit workout class that I was dreading. But I'm really proud of myself for doing it. And I won't lie and say that it's like this every morning. There's definitely been mornings where I was like, you know what? I'm not going. Because to be honest, I wanted to cancel this class yesterday, but I literally got to my phone 5 minutes too late to be able to cancel it. So I'm here. Well, I still could have canceled it, and I've done that before, but I have to pay a $10 fee. And I didn't want to pay the fee today because I've been paying too many of those. So I showed up, and I'm so proud of myself. I worked, I did it. And so now I'm going to go home and get ready for work. But like, I just want to ask you, what does consistency look like to you? For me, there's been 5 things that I've kind of been working on. One of them has been my health and my wellness. Um, and I call them like keystones, I guess. So let me back up. I call them keystones. The first one is health and wellness. Just showing up for myself. It's important. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be all about going to the gym, working out. What am I putting in my body? The food that I'm eating, everything like that. Am I going to get my regular checkups when I should? Anything and everything like that. That's consistency. And so that's number one of my keystones. The second one has been my faith. My faith and my spirituality. I love God. I'm a Christ follower. And there are times where prayer happens for 2 minutes. There are times where prayer happens for 50 minutes. And there's times where prayer doesn't happen. There are times where I'm like, you know what? I can miss church today because I want to go to brunch, or I want to sleep in, or during football season, I'm a football girl. I want to watch my team play. And so that happens too. So I've really been working on that. Like, okay, God, you're like my first relationship. Okay. You should come first. I have a plan that I set in forth as far as like my morning routine where I will wake up, and before I look at my phone, well, I'll look at my phone I'll go to the Bible app, and I look at their like verse of the day. But I have a workbook, like a Bible study plan that I follow, and I have fallen off of that plan. It's a monthly subscription. They send the topics, you go through, you read, you do, a little bit of work, pray. And there will be some mornings, even though it probably only takes me 10-15 minutes, that I would not do that. And I would not read my Bible. I would not go to that. I would not pray, or I would do a really rushed prayer, which that's okay sometimes because it's still happening. There are times where we're busy, and we have more time to dedicate, and sometimes when we don't. But yeah, spirituality, my faith is super big for me. I would say the next thing for me is just like my showing up for myself. So that's number 3. Like my commitments that I make to myself, actually keeping them, following through on things, because sometimes I don't follow through. Like this morning, I almost didn't. I did this class. I knew how to go into work today. And so this is not a normal day. I go into work. And so when I go into work, I need to take the earliest class. And, I thought I had scheduled a Pilates class, and I didn't. I scheduled the HIIT class, and I was like, heck no. But being, committed to myself is really important. You may struggle with the same thing. Sometimes we're committed to everything else, our families, our jobs, whatever other priorities we have, but we also need to be committed to ourselves. And so that's my number 3, because I was like, you know what? If I don't show up for myself, who's going to show up? Nobody's going to show up. And so that's been really important to me. I talked about health, and I'll split it up a little bit because I did say health and nutrition kind of go together, but they kind of go separate for me. My nutrition is something that is kind of a fourth keystone, or a 3.5, whatever, because there's times where I do really good with my meal planning, and there's times where I do really good with what I'm eating, and there's times where I'm just complete trash. And I know a lot of you can probably understand. You've been there before. There are times, and it's not like about counting calories and anything like that, because I'm not like for sure like the count calorie person, but I am just need to be more committed. Drinking my water, okay? I'm supposed to drink like 2.5 of these a day, and sometimes I barely get through one, you know. And so that's another commitment to me. is drinking my water, being making sure I'm getting all the nutrients in and everything like that. So if you find yourself there, continue on this path with me. I am going through a 6 month journey of rededicating myself to things, and so I know I will fall off. Every day won't be easy, every day won't be perfect, but the fact that I'm showing up is the most important thing. So I want to encourage you to show up for yourself. I want you to think of maybe one thing that is like kind of out of order that you want to get back in order, and that you can get back in order, and we can do this together. Even this video, I'm talking to you, I had notes. I don't have any of my notes with me because I wanted to show you the commitment that I made of showing up for myself at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I'm like, let me just record this from my car before I go home and get ready for my day. But I'm doing it, and I'm going to post this. And this is, if you haven't been here, this is zero editing except for like the front end and the back end. And when I start and stop the recording, there's a lot of there's pauses, there's all kind of mumbling, but I'm here. I'm here for the journey. And this is really about my commitment to myself once again, the journey that I'm on, saying that when I do something, I will finish it, because there's been so many times where I've been a quitter. I've quit things early, too early. And then I look back and I was like, oh, that wasn't, that wasn't that hard. I have finished things, so let me not, say I haven't. But there was a time in my life where I just like could not finish anything. I did not commit to myself. I didn't do the hard things sometimes, and sometimes they weren't even super hard. They were just like I got lazy. But I do want to say, consistency isn't just about like laziness all the times. I know life happens, but sometimes we have to navigate like what excuses we're putting up that are actually valid and what excuses are not valid. So yeah, join me day 2, and we'll see. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. We'll see what that holds. Bye.